Hi, Stephan. Thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure. We're in Beacon Hill International School because my daughter goes to school here. I'm really excited to have the opportunity to do it here. I have been in Seattle for 21 years. I came here to go to law school. Didn't go to law school, but I'm currently finishing a doctorate in education policy at the University of Washington. I'm married to a teacher who now works in central office at the district, so City of Seattle or the Seattle Public Schools. And my daughter's a second grader here at the school. Her name's Delaney.
Great.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned that she's learning Mandarin here.
Yes, this is an immersion school, so there are two languages that kids can choose one of two languages, or they can just be in the English only class. So she's in Mandarin, so she gets instructed a half day in Mandarin and a half day in English. And other kids get instructed half day in Spanish or half day in English.
Okay.
Because my dad was in the military, we lived all over the United States, 25 states. One of those was Alaska, and we were posted in Fairbanks. And so my first job, and it's probably because no one else would take it, but at the grocery store on post, I would bag groceries. And then you'd actually have to take them out. And the store would close after it was 40 below, but anything, up until 40 below, you had to report to work. And you had to walk outside with the customers and put the bags in the car. And so I learned a lot about antifreeze, personal antifreeze, and how to stay warm. Well, I had been working for an agency that did advocacy around K through 12, and I saw the opportunity to become a member of SVP, and I was really excited to do that, partially because I had been an executive director before and had worked with foundations and philanthropic organizations in the past, and I saw the mission of SVP to educate the partners so that they can make philanthropy smarter and stronger. I saw that as a theory of action that makes an awful lot of sense, and I wanted to be a part of it. I also hope to bring my experience both working in diverse communities and advocating for those communities. I hope to bring that to decision-making tables. Well, the reason that I chose to go back to school is there was a fundamental question that I wanted an answer to, and that is, what is at the root of the inequities that we see in this community and around the country and around the world? And at the time I was working in healthcare, and I thought it might be health related. But as I did more and more research, it seems to me that education, and primarily public education, has the biggest factor in whether or not kids do well, both as youngsters and then as they grow up. And so I was really inspired to be in that work, to try to figure out ways to balance things out a little bit better than they are. And so in thinking about your question, I would hope that SVP would be engaged in that work as well. I know there are a lot of people who are very passionate about addressing some of the inequities in the world, and a lot more people are a lot more pragmatic and thinking about the type of society we want to have in the future and what types of workers we want to have in order to maintain our standard of living. I think at the core of that is a lot of the inequities that we see in the education system. So bringing their talents and their treasure and their abilities to bear on that issue, I think would go a long way to resolving that, both locally as well as statewide, and serving as a beacon for other states to emulate. I think we can have a huge impact.
Yeah, definitely. Well, great. Thanks so much, Stephen.
All right.